podcast, everybody. My name is Cole. Oh, I'm kind of dizzy from that. Hello, everybody. My name is Rapskilian, and welcome yourselves to Give me a minute. Let's try that again. Let's redo that. Hi, my name is Rapskilian, and welcome to the For the Content podcast. Welcome your faces. Sit down, have a drink. If you're not drinking, drink, because this is going to be a long one. It's going to be a hard one. It is officially 2023. We're fully in it. And I'm joined by my co-host, Colesy. He's drinking now.
Hello. It's okay. We didn't have to point that out. I drank and swallowed in time. It was all good.
So, before we start the podcast off, we have to of course talk about the lighting. God damn, let's stop that again.
Okay.
So what did you think about the first video edited by Rapskilian?
I liked it.
It
was very good. It was very good. I like the way that we switch when we talk. It makes sense. It works. It's good. I guess maybe the way I edited it was maybe lazier, I guess, because it just meant that I didn't have to switch cameras because we were always on screen. But there we go. I liked it. It was good. It was good stuff.
I liked it too, but I didn't like 1 minute. I forgot to do something.
He's running away.
I forgot to wear something, because
Oh,
yeah, I'm doing it, Colesy. I'm full on going for it today. So yeah, I edited that video. It was a very interesting experience to do the edit for the podcast. This wasn't prepped, by the way.
I haven't taken it off since. I literally wear it 24/7.
Oh, now you make me feel like an asshole.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna have this struggle again. No, it was a really interesting experience to edit the podcast, and I learned a lot.
Did you like editing the podcast?
Yeah. In the beginning, I hated it. I was like, this is so annoying. Oh, I have to look at our face, and then I just realized I'm gonna edit this because I'm gonna edit this as if it was a audio podcast.
Yeah, makes sense.
If that makes sense. There we go. On the first try. Woo! That's a lie.
Nailed it.
And I get what you were saying, because you said when you were doing the editing, you were laughing at some of the shit we were saying, and I was laughing also. And I was like, this is fun. I'm having fun with this. And I was really excited to do the edit, and thank you for letting me do that work.
No, happy to let you take some of the burden off my shoulders. Yeah. No, it is fun. You forget sometimes exactly what we said and what we talked about. So then when you edit it, it's almost like listening to somebody else do it, because you're like, oh yeah, we did. That's a funny thing we said. Yeah, right? Lol, we're funny boys.
So in the preparation for this podcast, I did a thing where I listened to a lot of different podcasts. To kind of learn how to. Also, one thing I did realize before I go into that whole dialogue about me learning from podcasts, I have to apologize officially here on this podcast to Colesy.
Okay, for
always cutting you off, talking over you. I was doing the edit and I was like, I'm an asshole.
No,
I'm so bad. Colesy would be talking, and then I would say something, and you see Colesy go...
No, it's not how that is, because I have also felt exactly the same way. It is partly due to Discord, and the delay that we have is always going to mess us up a little bit. If we recorded this in person, there's no way we would talk over each other, because that's not how conversations work. It's just the delay that Discord and stuff gives us. But... we both changed our audio setup slightly, and we have had issues with those, and they have added extra confusion, and that made it slightly worse. But it's always been that way, and we're all good. Don't worry about it. Sometimes you have a spark in your brain when someone says something, you're like, oh, I have a thing to add, and you just have to jump in and say it. That's just how it works.
It's like that kid in the classroom that is really excited to speak, and he's actually listening to anybody, what they're saying, and they just want to say something. That's how I felt like I was coming off as, and I was like, this is bad. Oh my god! And I felt really bad about that, right? I
Yeah.
actually, what one point I liked about the new editing style is I can cut out myself.
Yeah.
So like some parts you were talking and I said something over it. I'm like, you don't need to shut up, rap. And I just cut my audio out and you can't see that.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with how I used to do it, is because I also used to sometimes cut the audio of the other person if they came over each other, because you'd sort of pick who had the better thing they were saying or whatever. But because it was side by side, you could see the person like mouth moving, but there was no words. And yeah, so your way works better for that, definitely, 100%. It's all good. It's all good. The podcast's evolving. It's fun.
That was one of my goals for 2023 is to take the podcast and evolve it into something more, to take it to the next step.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Increase the quality and also just the reach of the podcast, because I feel like it has a lot of potential. And there's a few things that I started listening to a podcast of a few podcasters. Is that the term you want to use? Of how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many podcasts you listen to on your free time.
I've got there's 3 or 4 that I regularly listen to, and there's a couple that I drop in and out of.
Okay.
So I get what you mean. I've thought the same thing. I'm like, oh man, they have like a way they do things. They have like actual sections to their podcast, and they're like, oh, now we jump into this section, and I'm like, I feel like we should do that, but it involves more preparation, and also I don't want people to think we just copied somebody else and went, oh, they worked, let's just do that. So
yeah.
It's difficult, but I get you.
So the thing that I learned from a few podcasts is wait for your co-host to finish talking before talking. Something I have to learn.
We should try that.
Also, one thing I realized when I was doing the podcast with you, through the last few weeks, I've been listening to a lot of our own podcasts. I know, sounds a bit egotistic. And I realized that I stumble a lot with my words, and I sound like an idiot, which is not a hard thing to do for me because I am an idiot. So it's natural.
I reckon embrace the idiot. Just be like, no, that's me. I'm an idiot.
So I did 2 things to prep for that, but I'll get to that later. But first of all, I listened to podcasts. The main podcast I was listening to was Trash Taste.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you should listen to Trash Taste. It's such a good podcast. It's got CW Dog, Connor. It's got Giga Up, the guy Gaunt does all anime reviews, and at the Anime Man, Joey. You know, so these are all content creators that are centered around, well, except for Connor. Connor's more of a streamer mostly, but also does sometimes anime related content. So they were doing the podcast, and I listened to them. And the way they did it, the way their energy flowed, and how they talked about things made me feel really impressed. And I liked it. I liked how they did it, and I'm trying to embrace that. Also, what I realized is we have to talk about more topical topics.
Yeah.
Did you like that one short where I did where it was like, oh, YouTube is demonetizing people that swear? That went quite well with the numbers. I was like, oh, that's quite good. And I was like, okay, if we just took one topic that's, trending or now happening, just one topic in the podcast, cut that, put that as a YouTube short, and bam, free advertisement, free real estate.
It does involve us getting the podcast out in a reasonable amount of time, because I noticed that when I've edited and I've gone, oh, this was a thing like 2 weeks ago when we spoke about it, but now it's kind of like dead news. But yeah, what can we do?
It's a hard thing because now if I wanted to get that, if we talk about something topical today, I have to finish the edit today.
Yeah, it sort of feels like that, doesn't it? It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure to have on the editor of the podcast.
Yeah, that's why my wife was like, so why are you editing the podcast? And I was like, oh, because me and Colesy made this agreement, like after one here, we switch it up, who does the edits. And she's like, yeah, but can't you tell him to do it again?
Can't you just make him do it more?
I was like, but it's not fair. She's like, it doesn't matter. You have kids.
Colesy has kids. It's fine.
Yeah, he has
Got to deal
responsibility
with it.
too. So talk about topical things. Oh, wait. Before we go to that, I want to talk about two things I started doing recently to improve myself for the podcast. Is
Okay.
one, I've been cleaning my nose.
You've been cleaning your... I love that. I've been improving myself for the podcast. I cleaned myself. I clean my nose out. I make sure that I've not got any horrible bogies up there.
No, so I bought this thing where it's like the little bottle and has a knob at the end. Sounds like a sex toy. It's not a sex toy. It looks like one, honestly.
Could you use it as a sex toy? I mean, let's see if there's a way that would be possible.
And you put like this saline salt inside, and you mix it with hot water, and you rinse it through your nose. Because last podcast I sounded so nasally.
Okay.
And also I kept making the noises, and every time I heard that when I was doing the edit, I was like, I want to murder myself. I really want to murder myself.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't help it. It's like, even when I record on my own, sometimes I notice myself making horrible, like, and I'm like, that's disgusting. Stop doing that, you idiot. When I'm really just talking to past me, and I just did it without knowing, kind of.
Yeah, and it's like that. I want to stop doing that.
He's doing it.
So I did the thing where I cleaned the nasal area. It was one of the most weird experiences I've ever had.
Was it nice, or was it like horrible?
Traumatizing the first time I did it. Because like, what happened is I didn't put hot enough water inside.
Okay.
So all the salt didn't dissolve properly.
Okay, so you just had a very
pushed this bottle, and the jet water shot in my nose. The water shot in my nose, and I could feel the large granules of salt still stuck in there. I'm like, oh, this is unpleasant. And I was like, it's just like everything came out. I was like, I felt like you know that scene when Neo comes out of the bubble in the Matrix?
Yeah.
I felt like that, like
like semi-drowning kind of thing. Yeah.
But I did realize one thing. I have a better sense of smell now.
It's almost like your nose has been broken for a long time, and you've just not done anything to fix it.
So like I was able to breathe through my nose the next day, which made my chest feel weird. I was like, this is weird. And I have to remind myself, stop being a mouth breather, be a nose breather now.
Yeah.
Because I am a mouth breather. I've been a mouth breather my whole entire life because my nose has always been mucked up. And now I've finally taken a proactive step to improve that.
See, I think that I have a similar situation, right? But with my ears. So I have always been told that I'm loud, right? I'm a loud person. And I've just sort of embraced the fact that, yeah, fine. Look, I'm loud, okay? Get it. My parents are like, just stop shouting. Stop shouting. I'm like, I'm not shouting. I'm just talking. But apparently I'm just loud. I wonder whether I need to get my ears like professionally cleaned, and I'll be like, I can hear everything. And I'll speak quieter. I don't know how to do it. I'm scared. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, you go to like the professional doctors, and they like. Have you seen the videos on TikTok or on YouTube where they clean the ears?
It's disgusting, yeah.
But it's so interesting. You cannot look away from it. Like I watched those videos. I'm like, oh, did you see the chunks you just pulled out? And my gag reflex like sometimes happens. I'm like, look. I'm like, oh, but it's so good. And you go to the next video, and the next video, and then you somehow your For You page is just filled of ear cleaning and pimple popping. And it's just like, okay, I have to refresh my page.
This idea has just popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
What if I did it for the content?
Oh, that's a good mentality.
yeah, because I was like, hang on, you just said the videos, you can't start watching them. What if I got my ears cleaned and then was like, oh my god, I am so good at hearing. Look at all this stuff that came out of my head.
So you could do like a Logan Paul where he wore the colorblind sunglasses and started to cry.
Oh, yeah. I don't know whether I can cry on demand. That's the thing. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll think about that as a plan.
But you could do a tax off, right? You could do it as a tax write-off then.
I don't. Yeah.
Because it's for your job.
Yeah. It's fun to do those things where you go, yeah, but I need to buy this ridiculous thing for my job, actually. So can't tax me, losers.
So back to the thing. So I cleaned my nose and I realized I can breathe through my nose much more better the day afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And also I was laying on the carpet and I could smell the dust.
Nice.
I was like, this carpet is so dusty. Why have I never and I do it a lot where I just lie on the floor. Sounds weird, but I just lie on the floor to like
Lying on the floor a lot. Okay.
relax, and it's just like this carpet is so dusty. I've never realized this before. But also what I realized is I could talk much more better because I don't have that weird feeling in my nose and I don't feel self-conscious now. Because during the podcast edit made me so self-conscious about how I sound.
It will do that to you.
It ruined my self-confidence. And also what I've done is I've slowed down when I'm talking.
Yes. Sometimes you do run off on, not you specifically, but I mean people in general. You run off on your own thought and you're like, blah, 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 and you're like, what? Yeah.
Because of my dyslexia. And also, I think because I have too many languages in my head, I've come to this realization.
You're too clever. That's the problem.
It's not clever.
Too brainy.
It's just too many languages. My brain is like, it's like with the kid that has to do a speed run in a puzzle. And he's like,
right,
I don't know, smash this piece in there. It's like, no, it doesn't work. It's smash it in there. And, sorry, I hit the mic. And I just realized that I just sounded like an idiot. And it really, really annoyed me that I sounded like that. And I was like, I need to fix this. I need to do this because A, people listen to this in a audio format. And B, I don't feel it represents me correctly.
It's not the real me, everyone, honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that a small child screaming in the background? Sounded like it.
It's my kids.
Okay. That's okay.
Because like the thing is like, have you had this thing where you're having a conversation with yourself in your head?
Okay.
Or you're like prepping for something in your head and you speak it out perfectly without incident, without any mistakes. In your head, you're like da 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 da. And then when it comes out of your mouth, it's like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with me. Like, for instance, when I used to do rap music, I could do perfect freestyle in my head. Like freestyle perfectly, blah 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 blah. But when it's like, okay, time to put that out into the loud, it's like
it's because there has to be like, your brain is so perfect and so quick at doing things. And then as soon as it has to communicate with the other parts of your body, like your mouth, it goes, there's a delay. Yeah. It happens with like, you can be walking and then like you do some sort of, your foot doesn't quite go as it's supposed to. And you're like, damn, brain foot connection is too slow. For God's sake. It happens.
So that's the things what I've been trying to do to improve not only myself, but the content that we make for the podcast. And also reading up on some topical stuff.
I'll do a quick little bit about self-improvement. Being as we're doing self-improvement, let's all be healthy people.
2023 self-improvement.
I started therapy. Isn't that nice? I've been doing it for a few weeks now.
Why am I laughing about that? I shouldn't laugh about that. I should be applauding.
Colesy has problems. No, it's okay. No, it's fine. I'm fine. I just figured I got to a point where I was just like, not that I was like bad or anything. I just thought, you know what? It might help. I can talk to somebody, and I might feel better. And so I started doing therapy, and it does feel better. It's nice to just chat to somebody who isn't connected to me, if that makes sense. And not that you can't.
Right? It's weird.
Yeah,
right?
not that you can't speak to people that you're close to, whether it's family or friends, because you totally can and you should do, and it's helpful. But then also you're like, it would be nice to speak to a professional maybe that then goes, yeah, no, I've seen this before, and this will help and that will help. And so that's cool. So that's my self-improvement. Not anything physically. Apparently I think I'm perfectly good at talking and my nose is all clear, but my brain is full of crazy. So I've tried to sort that. Yeah. There we go. That was my little self-improvement.
Is it because of what happened recently that you were like, oh, I need to see the therapist now to make sure I'm ready?
It's certainly a part of that. I just feel like I should do a little bit of self-improvement and try and get myself as good as possible.
Okay. Yeah. So that's really good, man. I've also been doing exercise.
I haven't done that. Oh, no, I have. I lie. I have been doing exercise. You know, one of those, the ab rollers. It's like a wheel with two handles. Oh, he's going to find one. Oh, he's going to find one.
Where's mine?
He might find one.
I have it. All my kids took it out of their office, but they were playing with it. I have it also. The thing is like a little wheel and you roll. I'm so white right now.
Yeah. The little
You
wheel
roll
with
it.
the rolly.
Yeah.
I bought one of those and I was like, this is fun. So I've just been doing that every morning just for a little bit. Just in the hope that maybe it will do something. But if not, it's all good. It's fun.
It's important to do those little reps. What I've been doing right now is when I'm doing edits or waiting for something or watching anime,
Yeah.
I take my dumbbell here, my
Oh,
20
big
kilograms,
dumbbells.
and I just like, bam, wait, 6 kilogram, I'm an idiot, 6 kilogram, and then I just push that up and down, like do some reps with the arm, and squats, and those. I need to do stomach exercise, but
we're so exactly like everyone is on, oh, new year, new me, I'm going to go to the gym. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
The thing is, like, I'm not going to go to the gym.
I'm not going to the
gym. So everyone
does
this thing where in the new year they buy a gym membership and then they never go. The thing is, it's because you're not ready for it.
No.
You're not mentally or physically ready for the gym. You're like, I'm going to run 100 miles. Stop.
Yeah. This year, I'm going to do a marathon.
You're
like,
yeah, you're not. You're going to
maybe a bit of a big step to go to from nothing to marathon.
You're going to marathon right into depression if you keep that up. So the thing is, what I do is I'm going to physically prepare myself. And if I feel, okay, I'm physically fitter and that my body's at a state where I'm like, okay, I want to level up the next part of it, then I'll go for a membership. Because if I can't do fitness at home and keep myself on a regular schedule and to a certain standard, then what the hell am I spending all that money for as gym?
It's true. It's expensive gym memberships
so
as well.
expensive.
Especially if you don't really use it, then it's really wasted.
Then it burns your ass more. You're like, because then a year passes by and you're like, oh crap, my year membership is finished. I went to gym 4 times.
Yeah, I spent this much money and went this many times, and it was not worth it. I could have bought gym equipment for my own house for that amount of money and used it just as many times.
Right? I think gym equipment in the home is probably one of the most apex ways to do it.
If you've got the room.
Yeah, if you got the room. If you have the room and space to do it. Can you hear my kids in the background?
Yeah.
They're full on.
So, actually, here at my sister's house, where my office is, they converted their garage into a bit of a gym. So they do have some stuff in there. They've got like a treadmill and a bench and some weights
the
and
best
stuff.
thing, man.
So, I mean, I have access to that stuff for free. And when I first moved to the office, I did use it. I was like, every day I'd be like, oh, it's my lunch break. I'm going to go and run on the treadmill and do some weights. And then slowly I stopped doing that and I don't do it anymore. But the thing I think was my biggest problem,
what
in terms of weight, because I think we're both very similar in the fact that we're both like, look, we're dads, we're really embracing the dad bod right now, and we probably shouldn't and get fitter.
We shouldn't.
So my biggest problem was just my diet, I think, more than anything. So I've been cutting that down and trying to eat better what I do eat and not eating as much. And I think that's helped me more than anything. And now I'm starting to add a little bit more exercise into that whole system. Because I really think that your diet is generally a lot of people's main problem is just if you ate better and did exactly what you normally do, you would lose weight, you would be fitter.
Yeah.
Like, think about that first rather than just being like, no, I will eat 7 pizzas, but I will then run for 20 minutes on a treadmill. And you're like, that's not going to help as much as you think it is.
Well, unless you're doing like heavy muscle building.
Well, yeah.
You have
but
to
then
get like
that's
the carbs in. You have to like pound the weights. And
Yeah, but that's next level. That's like when you know what you're doing. For the average person that's like, I don't know, if I do exercise, I get healthier. And you're like, yeah, but the pizzas isn't helping, mate. It's not like you're not going to be a bodybuilder instantly. You've got to work towards that.
Yeah, you have to actually do the work to get the results. I get that, but it's really hard to motivate. So what I wanted to do, what I liked to do when I was in the gym before, is watch a show whilst I'm on the treadmill or on the bicycle.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best things to do. And I think you should do the same thing. Like, I would recommend finding a show you like to watch. A show that doesn't need your concentration that much. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But distracts you. What is going on there? Distracts you. Well, let me just. I can cut that out. That distracts you from the whole situation around you, so you don't feel so concentrated about it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're doing so much work.
Yeah, and there's a show that I recently found on Netflix that I've been watching, and I think you should watch it when you do exercise. It's called Bucky.
Okay.
It's an anime.
Never heard of it.
It's an anime.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's an anime.
Turn me on to anime again.
What? Colesy, please, for the love of all that's great, watch Bucky.
I will try. I will try it.
You will come back to me with so many questions.
Oh, well, that's not helpful.
It's not going to be questions because you don't understand what's going on.
Okay.
Like, what? Just what was that? Why did they do that? What was that? Oh my! It's going to be. It's so good.
I think you're just going to be disappointed in me that I come back and go, I didn't like it. It was boring, and you'll be like, no, but I love it. And I'll just be like, look, I'm not an anime guy. I can't help it.
There's a scene in Baki.
Okay.
It won't spoil anything. They're in a fight in a skyscraper.
Uh-huh.
And the main character comes in and he fights this guy and he punches this one dude out the window so hard. Like, bam, 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 punches out the window. And the guy's like, oh, another guy tells the main character, Baki, like, hey, congratulations. You just did your first kill. It's quite a feeling, right? And Baki's like, oh, yeah, I guess it's my first kill. And he's like having a little dialogue. And all of a sudden, behind him, the guy reappears. And he's like, how did you survive a fall from a 27th floor building, right?
Mm.
Like, how did you survive that fall? And he's like, because when I escaped the Russian prison, I climbed out like a missile silo. The walls were smooth in this building. So this building walls were like a ladder to me. So it cuts to a scene of him like falling and then grabbing the wall with his fingers and like sliding down the side of the wall. And his fingers are bleeding, of course. And he's like, and he grabs the wall and he stops because he grabs the ledge right before he hits the floor. And he's like, the reason I didn't die is because I didn't fall 27 floors. I fell 26. He stopped right before he hits the floor. And it's like, what? What?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Or in the manga, there's a scene where Baki's practicing fighting because he wants to become the strongest man in the world. And he's like, oh, I want to become the strongest person, but there's no person that can beat me. I need to practice. And his friend is like, oh, you need to use your imagination. Use your imagination. You're fighting against an opponent. And he's like, who can I imagine I can fight against? Muhammad Ali. Not Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson appears in front of him and he starts beating up on Baki. And every time he punches him, in real like he gets damaged in real life because he's like imagining he's fighting Mike Tyson.
Right.
And also one of the villains later goes to meet President Obama.
What is this show?
It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
I will try it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have a go on the treadmill and I'll put it on and that'll be how I do it. There you go.
Turn off the subtitles.
Turn off the subtitles.
Watch it in English. Watch it without the subtitles. Because subtitles are totally wrong. They're so wrong.
You want me to watch the dub rather than the sub? Oh no, you must hate anime because the sub's always better because it's the actual language and dubs are for pussies.
Oh yeah, thank you for being so anime a purist. But no, actually, I would recommend it because if you watch it with the dub, you need to read the subtitles. I mean, you're doing a treadmill run or something like that.
It's
You
distracting.
can't do that. You can't do that. Like, what? What did he just say there?
Yeah, I'm running and my eyes are moving and I'm trying to focus on these. I'm going to be sick.
Absolutely recommend Baki. One of the better animes I've watched in recent time because it's just so batshit crazy.
Okay, I might be okay with batshit crazy.
And I think that's why I think it's such a good anime to watch with exercise and being absolutely just going for it, man. I'm sorry, I'm distracted because of my kids in the background.
Yeah, no, it's fine. If you need to run and see if
I'll be
they're
right back,
not
okay?
broken,
right
that's okay.
That's for me because
performing seal. Like a performing seal.
So where were we? Anime.
You just finished your description of this anime.
Baki, yeah. Because I think like when you do sports, it's really important to be able to distract yourself. Like not every exercise you do can be distracting. Because if you're like lifting weights, doing sets, you can't be like, oh, what's this show about? You're gonna hit yourself in the face.
I used to listen to podcasts. That's when I used to listen to a lot of podcasts, is when I was treadmill or lifting weights or something, because it was just something there that I'm paying attention to enough to distract me, but also not so much that I'm gonna hurt myself by doing something silly.
So, also one thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to see if this happened to you also. The Waffle House has found a new host.
The Waffle House?
So you're just as confused as I was last night. So I posted a video the day before when I was streaming, go live message on YouTube Shorts. And last night I kept getting comments on it going, the Waffle House has found a new host.
Okay.
And I was like,
what?
I rewatched my video like 5 times. Like, did I mention something? Did I say something about a Waffle House?
Did I say the Waffle House?
I googled Minecraft Waffle House. I was scouring the internet for what the hell Waffle House in Minecraft is.
Is it just another YouTube comment thing that just people are just shit posting everywhere?
So like today I went on Reddit and Reddit was like, what the hell is all this? And I was like, oh, and it's some YouTube short guy that does YouTube shorts, and he does this thing where he tells his viewers to go out and just comment on people's videos.
Right.
And without any context. But one thing I liked about, okay, it's weird, but one thing I did like about the way he does it is like, he said, if you go there and you see someone already commented it, don't make a new comment. Reply to that comment with that comment. And upvote that person's comment so that person's comment is on the top of the most of the video's comment section.
Yeah.
But all those spammy comments are all in one thread. I was like, oh, at least he's not a dickhead about it. But
I mean, is it not technically good interaction anyway for like your video to be like, it's got a lot of comments on it, and you're like, I mean, they're all spammy, but thank you for the help, I guess. Like it's probably going to get sent out to more people because they think it's like really good because people are interacting with it, when really they're just talking about some Waffle House.
Yeah, it was. I was like, okay. Initially I was like, oh, this is annoying, but then I was like, wait, doesn't really affect me in any way bad, and also the way that he told his viewers to do it is like, it's kind of a polite way to do it.
It is. It's like a nice way to spam somebody. It's like, I want to spread the message, but also don't be a dick about it. I mean, be nice when you're doing this.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I was like, oh, that was a weird thing to do. But I was trying to think of another time that has happened in the past.
I know it has. I just can't think of anything specifically.
The only one I can remember is the copy pasta of copy paste. Or copy pasta? I don't know what they call it anymore.
I have no idea.
Of the Navy SEAL sniper. Do you know that one?
It rings a bell, but I don't
the guy's
really
like,
remember.
Oh, how dare you not agree with me? I'm a Navy SEAL sniper.
Right.
I have 300 confirmed kills and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's been a few of those where it's just like, it's just a meme that everyone's saying, and it just spreads around.
Yeah. So I was like thinking, I thought that was kind of an interesting experience because well, that's a bit different compared to what I've been getting comments from. Also, Minecraft has been fun to play recently. Minecraft's been fun to play. I'm getting a lot of viewers from India.
Getting a lot of India viewers. Okay,
Don't
cool.
mind it. It's cool.
Nice.
It's a new demography.
We have nothing against anyone from any country specifically, so just
Exactly.
yeah.
I want to also I'm not going to call out the person directly. So
But
at
you could.
work,
You could
at
do
work, someone was like, "Oh, you know that guy also does YouTube videos that works at the same place as you?" And I was like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, now it's a competition. See, if someone said that to me, I'd be instantly like, I hope I'm better than them. I hope I've got more numbers. There's a competitive nature that going, I don't want to be the rubbish one.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I always thought about it. I want to ask him about it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what kind of videos he was making. I was like, I'm generally curious to see what he does, right? And I walked up to him, and without any like context or lead up to the conversation, I was like, so you do YouTube videos? And the shock and fear moment, I'm like, what?
You found my dirty secret. No.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's showing me these videos. He did quite well. Pretty good for himself back in the day. He stopped doing YouTube because he had kids and stuff. But he's like, oh yeah,
damn those children.
And he's like, how about you? Like, yeah, I do it still, and I have kids. He's like, oh, okay. I felt judged at that moment.
He's going, I grew up then, actually. You didn't, so.
But it was this really fun interaction of like, I said that, and his face was like, oh no, someone found out.
I would have had the same reaction like when I used to, work a proper job. If somebody had come up to me and been like, "Oh, you do YouTube videos," I'd be like, "Oh no, they've seen them." Even though I'm not doing anything embarrassing. Well, I'm being an idiot. I'm being an idiot on the internet, but I'm okay with that because I'm doing that and I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
But just the thought that somebody close to you would kind of find out, and you're like, oh no, I hope you don't think I'm weird now. Oh no.
It is a weird feeling though. Like when someone finds out you do YouTube, and unless you told them it's differently, but if they find out from somebody else, then it's like, oh, okay.
So I had a strange interaction with this, right? Because you have a proper job, right? You're a real human, yeah? I do not have a proper job anymore. I used to have a part-time job, and in situations where somebody go, what do you do for a living? Sometimes I just use the part-time job. I'd be like, I work on a farm, because people can understand what I work on a farm means, right? Now that I don't, I'd rather say it than say I don't have a job, because that's a bit more embarrassing to go, yeah, I do nothing, lol. So, as I have announced, having a baby, right?
Okay,
welcome. Hello, podcast. I'm having a baby. If you didn't know, I have announced.
Yeah, he's having a baby. Yeah, he's having a child. Not him. His girlfriend is having a baby.
Yeah, I'd be worth a lot more money if I was having the baby. But yeah, we together, me and my girlfriend, not me and Raps, we together are having a baby. So, we had to go and speak to the midwife people at the hospital. Oh, he's still laughing. Sorry.
I just imagine it's like, so guys, announcing me and Colesy, we made a baby together.
Yeah. You'll never guess how we did it. It's crazy. No, so we had to go and speak to the midwife and start the process of doctors and stuff and all that things. So we went for this initial meeting / appointment, I guess what it is, and they ask her, a bunch of questions about your family health and your situations and all that stuff, right? So they want to get all that down. So we went to that, and for most part, they're asking my girlfriend majority of the questions, because the baby thing is more to do with her, let's face it. She's going to have the baby, her physical condition or whatever, her family history. Well, I guess my family history is also important because I am the father. That's how that works. But most questions were to her. So most of the time I'm sat there kind of like a spare part being like, oh, yeah, I'm just here.
I did
but then, they asked me what I did for a living, right? And I go, and then she prefaced that with, I've only got a small box to write it in though, please. So now I'm thinking, oh God, I have to think of a short way to say what I do, which is YouTube videos, right? So I tried to go for like a more officially sounding thing. So I went, oh yeah, just like content creator, because I think that sounds fairly official. She went, that's too long. And I went, okay. And then I went, and I just went, make videos. And she went, yeah, I can put that. But then she also went, oh, they're going to laugh when they read this. And I'm like, not that kind of video. Don't make it sound creepy like I make porn. No, it's not that. But I was like, well, I guess that's what it says on that paperwork now. So I make videos. No, because I don't like, it sounds silly.
Colesy, it's either makes videos, sounds like you're making porn, or YouTuber. Oh, he's a YouTuber.
Maybe they'll think, yeah, but also in a weird way, if they look at me and go, oh, he makes porn, I sort of, in a way, that's almost a compliment to me. That I'm like, oh my God, he must be freaking well endowed. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take that, you know? So,
just like,
yeah.
Guy looks at the paper, looks at you. I'm impressed.
Fair enough.
Not bad. Yeah. He's probably
Exactly.
he's probably going to take you down the line, down outside the room. Like, so you're having a kid. Yeah, I'm having a kid. Your job, how is that going to affect the child's life? You're like, what? Why? I just make videos on the internet. And you're like,
yeah, no, we know that. We know that I'm on about.
How is the kid going to be affected by that? And you're like, but I just put it on the internet and people watch. Kids watch my videos too. Like, what are you talking about?
We're going to have to report you now. Yeah, this is horrible. You can't say things like that.
Next thing you know, like the police break down your door. You're like, I just make videos of Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm just playing silly video games. So, and then I told my parents this whole situation that happened, and then my dad was like, they were like, that's funny. And then my dad was like, well, what are you going to put on like the birth certificate as your job? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Wait, you have to do that?
Yeah. Apparently, here in the UK, that's a thing that on your on your birth certificate, your parents' jobs are listed. Because then we started, like, my dad was like, I'm going to find out my birth certificate to see what my dad was doing. And he was like, he's an engineer. And I'm like, yeah, sounds official. Stupid video idiot doesn't make sense. But apparently, my dad turned to me and went, you can kind of say anything anyway. It's not as if they check. And I went, what? What do you mean they don't check? And I went, so I'll just say astronaut then, because that'll look fucking sick. And they won't check. So I've got some time to think about this.
Oh, no.
Now, do I lie and say something funny like astronaut, or I've got to come up with the best possible way? So far, my favorite one, rather than putting like content creator or YouTuber, I'm going to say entrepreneur.
Oh.
Because technically, I do run a business. I said I could put CEO because it's my business.
Yeah, it is.
But I like entrepreneur at the minute. That sounds quite official and quite clever. Like I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire.
Just be careful, because like, what if they actually do start checking up?
Yeah, that would be if I do walk in and go astronaut, and they go, right, you're taking the piss, and I go, yeah, I am sorry.
They come to your shed, open the door, you're just sitting there with your costume doing some weird video, like, this isn't astronaut work. What is this lies?
I reckon I could try and say, look at all this computer stuff, right? I work for NASA, and I'm monitoring. If I just open some like videos of like NASA stuff. 1 second, I'm being knocked on my door.
Sure. Is that your lunch?
Yeah, I just got a baguette. I just eat this raw. I don't even put butter in it. Just snap it off, chew it. I'll eat that in a bit.
You're gonna eat a whole baguette.
I won't eat the whole thing, probably. I might eat the whole thing today, but I won't eat it all in one go.
I'm trying to lose weight. What's that in your hand? Nothing.
It's a treat. It's a treat.
It's a treat.
Just a whole baguette.
You talked about exercising, so you have to treat yourself.
That's right. Dude, I did so much heavy lifting yesterday. It was ridiculous. I woke up, my back hurt this morning, so I'm counting that as exercise, but I mean, it was exercise. It was just also I'm doing another thing that I have to do. So there we go. There we go. I could be an astronaut. We don't know yet.
Yeah, so Colesy having a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So
Scary.
It's a scary thought. Like I thought about that. Like what went through my mind initially when I got the news and how I dealt with it. And I was like, oh, I took it quite well. I felt.
I think I took it quite well. I mean, it was something that we had decided to do.
Okay, so it's a planned thing, not an unexpected thing.
No, it was more because everyone's always said to me, like my parents and everything, they're like, look, there's never a good time. You're never gonna feel like you're never gonna have enough money that you go, yep, no, now's a good time. There's never gonna be a situation where nothing is going on. You know what I mean? Like it's always gonna feel like it's never a good time. So then we had been talking about it for a while, and then we decided, look, we're just going to just stop any prevention. That makes sense. I'm doing it in the nicest possible way. We're just going to do that and then see what happens. So it wasn't completely unplanned. It was just, oh my God, it actually is happening now kind of thing. But it's scary but exciting, but it's my first time going through all of this. So that's what's
scary for you.
Yeah, it's just I've got to go to these things, and then there's gonna at some point there'll be a birth. Oh my God, that's gonna be a whole thing.
Just take a camera with you; it makes you feel less nervous.
I don't think they're gonna let me do that. I'll be like, no, it's okay because I make videos, and they're like, just stop making this video, please. Yeah.
That was a thing back in the day where the father would take a camcorder into the birthing room.
Yeah, I guarantee my girlfriend would disagree with me on that one. I'd be like, I'm videoing this. She'd be like, I'm gonna kill you.
It's like, who wants so there's many things, you know what, you tape and you're like, oh, I might watch this back with the family. Like we go on a nice trip, skiing trip, or you're going for a picnic. You're like, I want to watch. Who wants to watch the birth process?
If I were to record that, right? I guess more back in the olden days. Let's imagine that, you know, I've got my VHS camcorder and I'm filming the birth of my child because it's whatever year it is, the 80s.
90s.
90s, 80s, I don't know. Yeah. It's old. What I would do...
I feel attacked.
Because... What?
I feel attacked like 90s old. Ow.
I was born in the 90s. It's fine. It's old tech nowadays. That's what I mean. What I would do, right, because I agree with you. Even back then, I'm going, who's watching this? No one's going... You know, some people, sometimes, you know, they might go back and watch their wedding and be like, I remember that was nice. Nobody's going back and going, should we watch the birth of our child? That might be nice. So what I would do is I'd get the VHS tape and I'd label it something else to trick people into watching a horrible, horrible thing. I know birth is a beautiful thing. Everyone says it.
No, it's also
not. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm like, it is also horrific and disgusting. Yeah, exactly.
It's terrifying.
But I'd just trick people into watching it.
It's like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, oh, it's just Raiders of the Lost Ark. And they're like, oh, I'll put this. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember this
really
bit.
Good title, Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's giving birth. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I felt like at the moment when my wife was giving birth and I thought about like when people did that, I just think, what? Like, I'm a content creator. I like making content. I if I could have a camera on me all the time and film a bunch of shit and put it on the internet, I would do that. But that's the point where you're like, no.
Yeah.
And your wife or your partner has to really be okay with you. Because that person is going through an immense amount of pain in that moment. And is physically and emotionally on their max. And you're like, smile for the camera, honey.
Yeah, she's never going to be happy with like how she looks and is acting in that video. You're going to be like, I'm screaming, I'm sweating, my hair is all over the... I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's just weird.
Because of course it is.
And he was just like, oh, honey, what shall we watch tonight? Let's watch the video where you were going through 12 hours, 8 hours of immense, intense pain. Let's just go through that memory again.
Yeah, maybe if she's like, oh, my back's really hurting today, and you're like, well, you think that hurt? Remember when you were in this much pain? Yeah. So maybe your back isn't that painful.
Yeah, stop whining. Also, I feel like when they let the men be in the room with the birth, I don't think we don't belong. We don't belong there.
Exactly. That's
I was both times there, but like I felt so out of place. You feel like the idiot in the room going, hi,
yes.
I don't know what to
That's
do.
that's exactly one of my worries. Is like I know I should be there, right? I agree. I want to be there for my girlfriend. And all that stuff. But also, I'm gonna be in the way. I'm gonna be the only person in the room that doesn't have a purpose. Like I'm not. Everyone else is like, yeah, we've got stuff to do. We know what we're doing. I'm delivering the baby. You're gonna hand me a clean towel or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just like, I'm just here and I'm a silly boy.
How queasy are you with blood?
Don't know really. I don't really like talking about blood, and I've had blood tests, and I'm okay. I've never passed out during it or anything like that, but I've been
Okay.
like, oh, it's a bit icky.
Wait, you can't talk about blood?
It's just I can talk about it. It's just eventually it starts to make me be like,
So when you play like
it.
Doom or something,
That's fine. That's not real.
it's like, oh, it's digital blood. Murder.
It was more like in biology at school or whatever, and they'd be like,
okay.
"Right, we're gonna talk about how capillaries work," and I'm going, "Oh, it's kind of grossing me out and making me weak and wheezy."
What's a capillary?
It's like a very, very small blood vessel.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
learned something.
Education.
Education. For the content, for the education.
It's good. It's good for you.
Mm.
But yeah, like I agree with you. Like the whole content, being a content creator, like we just love to film stuff. Love to film stuff. Like if I went to have like a colonoscopy, where they pump your ass full of water and pump out all your shit, right? Like you do with your nose, but with your bum hole, right? So
yeah.
I mean, would I publish that content? Would I film that and publish it? Possibly, because I might think,
Yeah.
oh, that's funny.
Funny
Lol,
as
look
hell,
at that.
yeah.
Look at all this poopies. Ew.
I wouldn't show the poop, but I would show have a face cam.
Tastefully.
Tastefully.
Mhm. Maybe
I mean, like,
maybe there's some
tasteful.
pixelization going on. Who knows,
Just
right?
a large brown pixel.
Just brown pixels going along. But yeah, we would do that because that's how our minds work. But a lot of people don't work like that.
No, they
And
don't.
yeah, like both our partners, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, no, that's
No.
disgusting.
Stop.
But I'm like, funny though, isn't it? Funny.
It is. Talk about colonoscopy. There was this TikTok that I found of a clinic that does that that thing with the butthole.
Colonoscopy.
You're just gonna cut that and put that over there.
Yeah.
And they have this thing because they have they put the pipe up your butthole and and then they have another pipe. They have this after they pumped you up, they take it out and they put another pipe in there, and that
Okay.
leads to it's like a vacuum.
Yep.
That everything goes out. And then they have the patient laying down like this, and then there's a pipe that goes like a tube that takes all the waste.
Yeah.
That is transparent. In one side.
There's no need. Is there?
What? And you just see like the guy lying down. He's like, "Oh, this is a weird feeling," and then you just see his face get like white because he sees all the liquid going out, and he's like. It's just like you hear the woman's face. She's so kind. She's like, "Oh, look, honey, look at all the things that were inside your body." And you're like, "Oh, why are you showing this to me? I don't want to see that." This is what?
No. I guess I've always thought, why do they use a clear, transparent pipe? But maybe they're checking. Like as it goes by, they're like,
No.
"Oh, a small toy car. That's not normal. Where was that? That's not good."
A
don't know.
gerbil. That's weird. I do
Yeah.
appreciate the kink. No, I think it's so more for them as because they make TikToks of these people getting this procedure, so they want to show
Yes.
the people how much crap is coming out of you, but also then why is the pipe passing the customer's face, like right next to the person on the pillow, so the person lying down getting the procedure can see their poop going by, and I'm like,
Because maybe it's it shows them as well.
Oh,
as,
look at all how full of crap you are.
So maybe you're going, oh, I should come back regularly for this because look how much there is. So I must need to have this done at least once a month. And so they're repeat customers.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
you scar them for life. Like, oh, I'm never coming back here again.
I don't think I'd be scarred for life. I mean, it's my own waste product that I have created. It's fine. Like it's mine. It's all good.
But a lot of people do that weekly. And you shouldn't do that.
Weekly.
Yeah, weekly. You should do that at least once a year, I think. Like
Is
there
an actual health benefit to doing it? I assume there must be.
There is.
Otherwise,
there
what's
is
the point?
some. I'm not. Disclaimer. Not health expert, by the way.
Not a doctor.
But I did read up some parts where like it is good to, if you have like irritable bowel syndrome, something like that. It's good to clean out a little bit, but also your bile does need all certain types of bacteria that it produces to keep it healthy and stuff like that. So the better solution is, instead of getting air and liquid pumped up your butthole, you should just eat better foods that produce better flora in your stomach, like yogurt, the little yogurt cups from Japan, which is so addictive. I'm like, oh, this is so good. I'm like an idiot. I buy a 6-pack, which is supposed to be for 6 days, and I drink everything at one time. Like,
yeah, these are yummy. Yeah, I guess like back in the past, human bodies just are made to function, right?
Yeah.
There's no way there was like, oh, caveman. He's like, I stick a tube up bum, and you're like, no, because they just didn't do that because your body.
Yeah,
I know we have adapted and we eat things that we shouldn't do, and we drink milk and we shouldn't drink milk and all that stuff because we've changed. But I mean, mostly our body is kind of self-supportive.
The body is built to survive by itself.
Sometimes have you heard talking about removing the poop? Right? Have you heard about that? You can have poop
transplants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weird sounding, but actually scientifically makes a lot of sense.
Because like they have the right bacteria.
Exactly. Yeah. But can you imagine that? That's gross. Like, oh, we're just giving you some of Gary's poop in your body. And you're like, oh, weird. Someone else is pooing me. Eee.
Gary's like, oh, sorry, mate. I had I had a bit of fry up yesterday, so it's a bit sloppy. Oh, Gary.
I had a spicy curry last night. Soz. It's gross. Well, I'm sorry for everyone that's had to listen to the last 10 minutes of poop talk.
So, before we end the podcast, I wanted to talk about something that I mentioned in the last podcast at the end. Do you remember what that is?
Oh, I remember it happening, but I don't remember what it was about.
TikTok.
Oh, it's always TikTok. We love talking about TikTok.
I deleted TikTok.
We're big TikTokers.
I deleted it. I deleted it off my phone.
Did. So does that mean you're not using TikTok?
Not using it anymore.
You're not even posting on TikTok?
Not anymore.
Okay. And you're I understand the reasoning possibly behind deleting TikTok, because it is an addictive thing and we can sit there for hours, but
no.
Can you not trust yourself? Is that the problem?
No, not that. It's a part of that. Also, there's been a side effect of me not having it on my phone, which we'll get to right now. So the main reason why I deleted TikTok off my phone is because they have this stupid design of the UI. Okay. They have a static UI. They have spear white icons.
Okay, I'm seeing where this is going.
And do not move. So if you're on TikTok for 30 minutes a day, you're going to get screen burn-in.
Yes. Can you get... Because I know some TVs have it where you can... It's sort of like a program where it'll rejig the pixels and stuff.
No. So that's happened to me on my 2 previous phones. Since I got TikTok, I got screen burn-in from TikTok. And I was like, I am done with this. I am done. I saw it happen a little bit on my phone.
I'm just checking my phone. Where should I see it?
Open your phone.
I mean, it's unlocked.
Unlock it, and then go to a open Google.
Open Google. Okay. Well,
unless
I've got
you have
dark mode. So
if you turn it on bright mode, you'll probably see that. So
I'll look later. Let's not do it
So,
live. Okay.
So what I happened is like I saw that slightly happening, and I was like, "No, I'm done. I'm done." I instantly deleted the app. I was like, "I'm not dealing with this shit again." And it makes no sense. Like, at least add a dark mode or something, or don't make the icons static. You don't need to have them so static. There's no reason for that.
I'm trying to think of any other app that has a similar.
Like if you swipe on YouTube Shorts, the like buttons, they disappear for a second. They go away. The screen gets time to refix itself.
Yeah, to refresh. Yeah.
And secondly, after I deleted the app, I don't use my phone that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I go on my phone, I had this instinct of scrolling to. I knew my brain had this memory reflex of like where the app was on the phone. I would scroll there. I was like, oh, it's gone. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with my phone anymore. And I was like, that's good. I'm using my phone less for distractive content and use it more for productive content.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
you mean all the times I've been tagging you in videos is absolutely pointless? Okay.
Well, I've been like I go into if I need to do some uploads or content creation on TikTok, I go on the desktop version of it.
Okay, so are you still uploading TikToks?
I'm not at the moment. It's not priority for me because at the moment for me priority is YouTube Shorts and YouTube itself. Like I am stressed as it is.
Okay.
Doing the editing and content creation as it is. I'm at my limits. Very, very tired. And
he wanted to edit this podcast, just so we are aware. He volunteered to do that.
Because, okay, don't take this the wrong way.
Because your edits were shit.
No. Like, initially, when we start talking about making the podcast. The podcast, I was like, Colesy, we could do it this way where it cuts back and forth in our faces. And Colesy's reaction was like, oh, that's too much work. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to stick 2 caps on this thing. And I was like, every time the podcast went up, I was like, okay, this is perfect. But a small voice in the back of my head, I was like, it's going to look better if I did it that way.
He didn't like my edit.
And I was like, okay. Every time I was like, I love it. It's good. Audio is good. Everything's perfect. Animations, you spend a lot of work on the effects and stuff like that. But every time in the back of my head, it's this little voice going like, yeah, but if we just did it this way. If we just did it this way. Just did it this way. And I was like, okay, it's my time to do the podcast. I was like, I'm going to do it this way now. I sat down and then I opened the video and I was like, oh, I understand why he didn't want to do it this way.
Yeah, because I mean, the only time I've really had to do that kind of cutting back and forth is when we have recorded Zomboid.
Yeah.
Well, when you didn't delete all your footage. But yeah, that was when I was doing that. And I like that. It makes a nice video.
Yeah. It does the Cocomelon effect.
For an hour-long podcast, I just couldn't imagine. Like, I know, because you use, Premiere Pro, right?
Yeah, Premiere, yeah.
I don't know if there's a system in that, but I know in Vegas that I use, there is some sort of multicam editing system.
Okay.
I have never actually used it, but I imagine that would be like really good because I imagine it shows you sort of both perspectives and then you're watching them at the same time, so then you can pick and choose.
Oh, that sounds much more easy than what I'm doing right now. So what I just did is I just put both my footage and your footage into there.
Yeah.
Also, I hate you for filming in mono. Your audio is in mono.
Yeah, you just have to make it stereo.
Yeah. I was like, why am I only hearing calls in one left ear? And it's like, oh, because it's in mono. Why are you filming in mono?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The mic is just. I mean, I could probably fix that, and it probably would. I'll fix that for next time because I'm realizing that it probably would make absolutely no difference to you. Well, it'll make no difference to the recording, and it'll be easier. So sorry about that.
The thing is, because I was cutting the video, I was like 20 minutes into the video. I was like, wait a minute, why am I hearing calls on one side only?
Yeah, it's. I fix it. First thing I ever do, anytime I put a video in, first thing I do is like right click it, turn it to stereo, done.
So I had to go back and like recut that stuff. And I was like,
sorry. Could you not have just exported all of my audio separately, put it into like Audacity?
No, I'm not doing
stereoed
that.
it.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I just copy paste and it took one. I just shoved one
Okay.
channel left, one channel right, and it's like, there, it's done. But what I did is I color coded the footage. So the baseline
Right.
footage is my camera, which is big, but bit egotistical, and I put your camera over my footage,
Okay.
and then I just cut pieces out.
See, that's how I did it as well. But I reckon that there's a better way to do it.
There's
that we
probably
don't know
someone
about.
sitting here going like, "I'm an editor full time. I know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna let you guys know. I challenge you to teach us in the comment section below."
That's a YouTube tutorial, I guarantee. I guarantee.
There probably is. But anyway, podcast editing difficult. Kids are difficult. Cleaning.
Poop is difficult.
everything in life is difficult. We didn't talk about video games too much this podcast, which is fine.
Did we mention a video game at all?
Minecraft, I think we mentioned.
Oh, you did say Minecraft was good for a second, and then I don't know where we went from there. But okay, look, we're not specifically a video game podcast. We're just we're a chatty podcast, mate.
Yeah,
okay?
we're chatty. We're just like what's that? Good Morning Britain.
That is a chatty show. Yeah, we talk about life and things, and hopefully we provide entertainment through our experiences in life and thoughts and stuff. And sometimes we play games.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the podcast. My name has been Rapskilian, and as per usual, I've been joined by my beautiful co-host Colesy.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We will see you guys next Sunday. Hopefully. Depends how fast I can do this edit, because I'm going to be working hella hard to do this.
Cross fingers.
If you guys want to find our socials are below in the comments, in the descriptions of this video, and also in the Spotify thingy. So click that and look at all the things there. Check out our socials. We do a lot of cool things there. And as per usual, love, face, bit of pod. I catch you boys and girls in the next podcast for the content. Colesy?